Can you tell which of these cameras is the Sony A6300 and which one is the Sony A7S3? Whatever your answer was, you were actually wrong. Both footage are actually from the Sony A6300. If you do want to see an actual comparison of those two cameras, then you should definitely check out my other video. But in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the one setting that tends to ruin the footage from this camera and any other camera, really. Sharpness or detail is the enemy. If you want to get good cinematic images from this camera, then we need to get rid of the sharpness. But wait a minute, isn't the sharper the better? Don't we want our footage to be sharp and crisp? Yes, we do, but you see, there are other factors that contribute to the perceived sharpness of our images, like contrast, the lenses, the lighting, etc. But the enemy that we are talking about here is the in-camera sharpness. Now, what is even sharpness? Sharpness is a camera parameter that enhances the contrast at the edges of objects, making them appear more defined. Now, although this sounds like something we want, in reality, it can have some unintended consequences on our footage, ergo, crappy footage. And one of these consequences is the loss of fine detail. Over-sharpening can lead to a loss of fine details in your shots. Because what it does really is that it enhances the edges, but then it now ends up blurring away the subtle textures. And then in addition to that, our image now also ends up having a lot of artifacts around the edges, like halos and some ugh. So what is the solution? Well, find a balance. The key lies in finding the right balance to maintain both natural looking footage and sufficient sharpness for our much desired cinematic images. Some filmmakers prefer to turn the sharpness all the way down, and I've definitely done that a lot of times. But I've also found that sometimes a sweet spot is in between the default value and the lowest value. Now let's see how to actually do this on the A6300. Now navigate to your picture profile settings. It doesn't matter which of the picture profiles you use. Go into the settings of your chosen picture profile. In this case, I'm using the PP9, that's the S-Log3 color space. Navigate to the detail settings, and we want to now take it from 0, which is the default value, to either a -3 or a -4. Personally, I found this to be the sweet spot of this camera. But you can also take it all the way down to -7 and experiment for yourself to see the difference. Now, what you definitely don't want to do is to leave it at 0, or even worse, increase it above 0. You will end up ruining your own footage. And also remember that we can always add back the sharpening in the edit. The difference is that we will now have full control of how much of the sharpening will actually go into the image as opposed to doing it in camera. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more insightful content like this. And if you're looking to pick this camera up for yourself, then you should definitely check my review video on it right here.